The entire internet is completely rife with Smash Brothers speculation at the moment. It feels like every day I'm logging on to YouTube and finding some new newcomer speculation in my sub box or my recommended video list just because I've been scouring to see who people genuinely think is going to make it into the roster this time. The hype that's surrounding Ultimate right now seems way bigger than the hype surrounding Smash 4 ever did, and that's a really neat thing, and I found myself getting drawn into it more and more this time around. But yeah, I really did enjoy the speculation and waiting for Smash 4, but I didn't really get properly invested into saying, this person's going to be and here's why. I made some predictions, like I thought Rayman stood a really good chance and stuff like that, but I feel like this time I'm genuinely looking for more evidence and getting myself way more invested into leaks and stuff, because basically I'm just way more hyped for this one. The more I think about it, I think the Smash roster at the minute is pretty perfect. For me though, there's still one character missing, someone who I think genuinely has a really big chance and belongs in Smash Ultimate. Banjo's always been something of a pipe dream to me for Smash. I first started really wanting him back around the time of Smash 4 because that's right around the time where I'd actually completed Banjo-Kazooie for myself and thought, hey, Banjo would be a really good fit for this. He's got the legacy and he's got a really diverse moveset. Him and Kazoo would be absolutely great for Smash 4. And then it didn't happen. But this time I feel like the winds of change are blowing, and genuinely I feel like they're close to a shoo-in at this point. There are a couple of reasons why. Obviously, take a lot of these with a wee grain of salt. This is just something that I think, something that I want. A lot of this stuff is up for interpretation, so please let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. The first piece of evidence we're going to discuss is the couple tweets that Phil Spencer sent out. The head of Xbox himself was asked a couple times on Twitter by fans of Banjo if he would like them to be included in Smash. One of them was around the time of Smash 4, and someone asked again this time. Now, the tweet that he replied with this time was a lot shorter than the previous one, I believe, but the fact that he still was like, yep, I want him to be in, I'd be cool with it, is sort of a big step, I think. The fact that Xbox themselves are now like, yeah, let him in, and the fact that they're now really buddy with Nintendo after the cross-play stuff, and they have more of a business relationship, it definitely seems to me that they could be in with a big chance. Of course, this could be just him saying face, like, it could be the fact of, yeah, I want him to be in, and then Sakurai says, hey, let me have him, and then he goes, right, well, cut me this deal, give me this much ridiculous amount of money, and you can have him in. So, you know, just because they've said that they would like Banjo to be in Smash and that would be a cool idea, I don't think that makes it 100% likely to be him. But I think it does overall strengthen their chances of making it into the final roster. Another much smaller piece of evidence comes from the fact that it's Banjo's 20th anniversary this year. Now, while that might not mean much, the fact that they started on a Nintendo console back in '98, and now 20 years later, you know, there's now massive talk and a groundswell of attention for them to get into Smash, I think it could be a really good way to celebrate their 20th birthday. Another piece of evidence that may be a little bit more substantial in the mind of Sakurai himself comes from the Smash ballot itself. The Smash ballot, for those of you who don't know what it was, or like two of you probably, is the fact that towards the end of Smash 4's run of getting characters, they put out a voting system where you could list your name, your email, what character you want to get in, and why they deserve to get in. And Banjo actually was found to be one of the top characters wanted back then. Him and Kazooie register in the top 15 characters from a Japanese poll that was put out to get in, where like number 20 was Goku and stuff like that. So the fact that they're still popular in the West and overseas really does show that there's a massive support base for Banjo, and does lead one to believe that potentially he and Kazooie could end up making their way into Smash. This is where we start getting into sort of murky territory with this video, not sort of official hints at this point, but sort of stuff where it's up to a lot of interpretation. I did mention this at the start of the video, so we're going to get real deep into that sort of, ooh, is it, isn't it sort of stuff right now. A lot of people pointed out, prior to the Direct with K. Rool's reveal in it, that there was a barrel located in Sakurai's office while he talked about Smash Brothers for the first time during, I believe it was the Ridley reveal, or just before it. The fact that there was a barrel there and there was lots of wooded stuff and climbing frame in the background, people use that retroactively to be like, oh well, those were hints to K. Rool because there's a barrel, which is synonymous with Donkey Kong Country, and because that barrel was there, that was good foreshadowing for K. Rool's inclusion in the roster, which, looking back on it, I can say, okay, yep, I can take that. but people have been looking at his current office, the one that was used for the latest Direct, the one where he revealed K. Rool himself, and found a couple of clues. The main one at the moment is for Skull Kid, with the 2 chairs in the background and the pattern on the cushions, but there are some clues for other characters as well, potentially Banjo being one of them. If you look in the background right here of his office, there is a very conspicuous silver ornament, what looks like a skull. Now, while one could just write that off as, oh, it's a skull, it's Skull Kid, it looks a heck of a lot like one of the Mumbo tokens you'd find in Banjo, and the fact that that's there, but again, it could easily just be something for Skull Kid, but it could also be something where it's a Mumbo token, and it is that intentional reference to Banjo to say, hey, they're on the way, guys, don't you worry. As well, if you look very far in the background, very, very faintly on a bookshelf, you can see what looks to be some sort of old magazine, potentially Nintendo Power. And if you look, again, this is the murkiest bit of evidence I think that I've got, but the fact that it looks like on the front cover you can see Banjo. If you look, there's a big brown shape there and some sort of reddy orange stuff, but which could be Kazooie. Again, I think that is the sort of most reaching, stretched bit of evidence I could pull up with, but the fact that that's there could potentially mean that Sakurai is hinting towards Skull Kid and Banjo being the next 2 characters revealed for Smash. For a final little bit of evidence, I think you can actually turn your attention and look at the phrase that accompanies Smash Ultimate. The one that brags about its breadth and its depth and the fact that its roster is so terribly inclusive. Everyone is here. No, not anyone. Everyone. While it can be taken as just something which informs you of, hey, everyone who's ever been in Smash Bros. Is back, I think it could also be evidence for some characters who could potentially be making their way to Smash as newcomers. What do I mean? This, precisely. For years, Ridley, really highly requested character, but he was snubbed time and time again because he's too big, I wouldn't be able to make him work from Sakurai. But the fact that despite all the snubbing for years upon years upon years, Ridley's now finally made his way into Smash, I think gives hope for something like Banjo. And the fact that Banjo was originally meant to be in Smash Bros. Melee at one point or another is really, really, really good evidence. The phrase that everyone is here doesn't just refer to, in my thoughts anyway, the fact that every Smash character is returning. It's the fact that characters who never got their chance to shine are finally gonna get their chance. And while this could mean that Sakurai's dream project of making Excite Bike work in Smash could be on the horizon, I'm fairly sure the dev team's got bigger fish to fry. Or rather, a bigger bird and bear to bake, if you'll pardon that horrendous joke there. Everyone is here doesn't just encompass everyone who's been in Smash, but everyone who is going to be in Smash. And I think the fact that Banjo had that chance before, everyone is here could bring him back again. And also, everyone is here sort of invokes a sense of reunion, if you will. Everyone is here. It's like a big old party that everyone's been invited to, all your old friends and chums. The fact that Pip was revived by Brawl, the fact that Simon Belmont, who's been absent from Nintendo consoles for years now, despite his initial success on the NES, is now back. It feels like a big old reunion, and I wouldn't be too surprised if Banjo entered under the same logic. The fact that he was an N64 superstar really, in my estimation, really puts him in good stead to come into Smash as a newcomer because of the Everyone is Here moniker. For this last little bit of the video, I want to discuss what I think Banjo would bring to the game himself. His moveset? There's an image online, I believe on DeviantArt, which illustrates his moveset better than I ever could. Though I think maybe his grab could be a bear hug, where Kazooie pecks to punish, and his final smash could be summoning the Ginginator to help him in the fight. His stage? I think that's pretty obvious. Give him Gruntilda's Lair, sort of like a tour stage sort of thing, like Delfino Plaza is, or Skyloft is, except it goes through all the different areas of Grunty's Lair. Of course you could always go with Spiral Mountain, but so long as it's not the place from Nuts and Bolts, I'll be completely fine with that. An assist trophy for him? I think that's pretty obvious. If he's not a stage hazard on the level itself, I think Grunty would be a great assist trophy. Maybe sort of like the Scarab Beetle from Zelda, where she comes from the foreground to the background and, much like Tooty in Banjo itself, tries to kidnap our character and carry them off screen. Failing that, probably Mumbo Jumbo. That would be a really nice idea. The fact that he would be really useful if other items were on screen, because what does he do to Banjo? Transforms him. Every other item on the screen gets transformed into something else. I think that would be really, really neat as an idea. His music, I can definitely see just a big old medley of every level from Kazooie. Obviously the main theme of Banjo, Gruntilda's Lair, and I think they do an amazing job of bringing up to date the final boss theme from the original Banjo. And in terms of his reveal trailer, I've got a decent idea of what I would like to see in that too. Again, I'm not too sure if this is how it will pan out when we eventually see Banjo's reveal trailer, but here's how I sort of see things going down, slash would think it would be really cool to see things go down. We open on Bowser Jr. running away in his clown car with Peach under his arm from Pit, who's giving chase. The two are slightly elevated and sort of like flying along this landscape, and Palutena's urging Pit to hurry up and catch him. Your power of flight won't last forever. Pit's sort of like, yeah, I know. And just as he's about to catch up to Bao Zhao taunting him, spins around and launches a cannonball straight into Pit's face. Pit gets knocked to the ground, and Bowser Jr. laughs at him, taunts him with Peach under his arm, being like, oh, well, I guess I'm kidnapped again. And then there's a flash of red that smashes into the back of the clown car, knocking Peach out of Bao Zhao's hands and knocking Bowser Jr. and the clown car themselves to the floor. Peach drifts to safety, thinking, obviously something airborne and red, it's gotta be Mario wearing the wing cap, and she goes, Mario! Only to realise that it's not Mario at all, with a little shocked expression coming to her face. Bowser Jr. looks up as the dust settles on the clown car, looking angry, and we see this shadowy figure sort of falling down from the sky, landing on the ground, and when the dust settles from their landing, bam! Banjo gets jiggy! Or Banjo and Kazooie make a rare appearance. Get it? Because they're owned by Rareware. And then we launch into the usual thing of, you know, showing off how the guys would work in the game, all their moves and whatnot, final smash, everything, a couple taunts, and then just as that little end of trailer sort of stinger, like we see Samus jumping back into battle to fight Ridley, I think it would be really cool to see Banjo and Kazooie just sort of having a little conversation, showing off their personalities, which is a big thing in their games, where again like Kazooie could be like, oh, my beak hurts, why did we have to smash into him from the back, because obviously Bao Zhao's got a spiked shell, that would hurt Kazooie's face if she smashed face first into it. But Banjo's just like, get over it, we saved the princess, and then everyone sort of just walks off into the sunset as Bowser Jr. sort of flops over the clown car, which is mostly broken now, defeated. Again, I don't think that's exactly how it will go down, but I think it would be a really, really cool idea as to how it potentially could. And that's about all I've got to say. Time will tell if anything I've said in this video is right, but hopefully there's enough evidence here to sort of constitute the idea that Banjo can get in, and hopefully Banjo will see himself in Smash come December 7th. What do you guys think? And more importantly, who do you guys want in? Do you want Banjo? Do you want Skull Kid? Do you want the Chorus Kids? Do you want Karate Joe? Please let me know in the comments section below. But for now, I'll thank you all for watching. I've been Harpunks, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.